The dawn broke gently, as if unaware of the weight it carried. Light spilled softly over the horizon, golden and calm. Yet a quiet tension stirred in my chest, a whisper of unease I dismissed as pre-wedding nerves. It was Lisa's sister's big day, after all, a grand celebration wrapped in charm and elegance, held at a secluded countryside manor where flower beds bloomed like a painting and sunlight filtered through the oaks in long, dappled ribbons. Everything was perfect, almost too perfect. Guests strolled through the gardens in tailored suits and graceful gowns. Laughter rang through the air like wind chimes, and photographers moved with purpose, capturing fleeting moments of beauty. Lisa, radiant in a deep burgundy dress, drew every eye in the room. Her hair curled effortlessly, her makeup flawless, her smile poised. She looked like a woman from a dream. She looked like mine. We posed for photos, laughed with the crowd, clinked glasses. And yet, somewhere beneath the noise and glamour, something tugged at me, a whisper behind the curtain. Doubt, restless, persistent. I forced it down and tried to let the joy of the day carry me. The ceremony was breathtaking. Lisa's sister glided down the aisle like a vision in silk, and the vows spoken between her and her groom wrapped the room in a warm hush. Even I, a man not easily swayed by romance, felt my chest tighten at the sincerity in their voices. There was something pure about it, something that made me ache without knowing why. As the sun dipped low and the reception unfolded in a chandelier-lit hall, the air turned festive. Jazz music drifted in delicate notes. Candlelight flickered across crystal glasses and white roses. Laughter rippled from every corner, and the dance floor came alive in a whirl of motion and merriment. I wanted to lose myself in it, to dance, to drink, to escape. But Lisa, she shifted. It was subtle at first, a glance at her phone too often, slipping outside for air a little too long, her fingers flying over the screen with a kind of urgency that didn't match the celebration. I told myself she was tired. Weddings are emotional. But the seed of unease bloomed again, stubborn and sharp. And then I saw them, tucked away in a dim corner near the bar. Lisa stood with a man I'd never seen before. He had an easy confidence about him, that kind of unearned charm youth tends to wear so carelessly. The way he looked at her, so focused, so sure, cut through me. Lisa didn't pull away. Her hand grazed his sleeve. Their heads leaned close. Too close. Not the way old friends speak. Not even the way strangers flirt. No, this was something else. I couldn't move. Couldn't breathe. Then she laughed. That laugh, bright and free. The kind of sound I hadn't heard from her in months. It didn't belong to the woman I came with. It belonged to someone else now. And I realized in that suspended moment of pain that I had been blind for too long. The late nights, the unexplained absences, the distracted silences at dinner. I had known, somewhere deep inside, but refused to believe it. And then, with careless cruelty, came the final blow. He leaned in. She didn't pull back. Their lips met. It wasn't long. It didn't have to be. A second was enough. Enough to unravel everything. The music, the lights, the laughter, all of it faded. The hall vanished around me. And what remained was the truth. My wife, the woman I had vowed to love and cherish, was kissing another man at her sister's wedding, on a day meant to celebrate love. I didn't rush over, didn't yell, didn't make a scene. There was no cinematic confrontation, just a quiet surrender. I turned and walked out, step by heavy step, the night air wrapping around me like cold silk. The garden stood still, moonlight resting on the leaves, the sound of celebration fading behind me like the echo of a life that was no longer mine. I pulled out my phone, handshaking, and called my best friend. My voice cracked under the weight of what I'd just seen. I didn't ask for advice. I just needed someone to know. I needed to hear my own pain spoken aloud. The drive home was a blur, but the images remained vivid, carved into my mind. The way her eyes glowed, how his hand sat possessively on her waist, that careless kiss that ended a chapter one hadn't realized was closing. At the apartment, I didn't hesitate. I packed, not in anger, in finality, a few bags, my essentials, A couple of memories I couldn't bring myself to leave behind. Then I sent her a text. Just 3 words. It's over. No explanations. No arguments. Just the full weight of everything she had broken compressed into one cold sentence. Days passed. She called. Over and over. She texted until her words ran dry. I didn't respond. I let silence speak for me. Let her feel the echo of her choices. Then one night, she showed up at my door, flowers in hand, eyes swollen, her voice hoarse from crying. She looked smaller somehow, fragile. Her words tumbled out, apologies, confessions, desperation. She said it was a mistake. She said she didn't know what she was doing, that she was lost, that she still loved me. I listened, and every word hurt. When she finally stopped, I met her gaze and spoke with a calm I didn't expect. You didn't just break my heart, I said. You broke everything. My trust, my belief in you, in us. You did it so publicly at your sister's wedding. You betrayed not just me, but our family, everyone who believed in what we were. She sobbed harder, begged me not to throw it all away, promised she'd change. But some betrayals carved too deep. Some wounds don't clot. I told her she'd already chosen her path. She needed to walk it, and I shut the door. The weeks that followed were quiet. Still, but in that stillness, I found pieces of myself I hadn't seen in years. I took long walks, read books I'd abandoned. I sat with my pain, stared it down, and let it shape me rather than shatter me. I didn't run from the hurt. I let it teach me. Lisa reached out again months later, her tone softer, her words less desperate. She spoke of healing, of growth, of wanting to rebuild. I never replied. I had already rebuilt within myself. That night at the wedding, the moment my world fell apart, I thought I'd lost everything. But I was wrong. It wasn't the end. It was the beginning. I had been broken, yes, but not destroyed. And in the ashes of that betrayal, I found something far more valuable than what she had taken. Peace.